What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert, and if this is your first time here, please do me a favor by dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and once we get there, I will be doing a giveaway, so please help me out by subscribing to the channel. Now today we are going to be taking a look at a classic. This is one of my favorite shoes of all time, probably in my top 5 shoes of all time. I know a lot of y'all like, what, really? But we're gonna talk about that in a minute. We're gonna be looking at the Fila Grant Hill 2, or as some know them, that is a Fila 96, but we're gonna call them the Grant Hills. Let's start with the box. As you can see there, you've got a white box with your Fila logo there on the top, and you've got that kind of blue outline there on the top of the box as well, which is supposed to mimic the patent leather that is on the shoe. And on this side, you've got 96 and the size tag information. All right, now that 96 is there because before Fila and Grant Hill struck their lifetime deal, they weren't allowed to call them Grant Hills, I guess, anymore, so they were referring to them as the 96, which is the year they came out. All right, and here we have it, the Fila Grant Hill 2. This is a classic. It will always be one of my favorites. Top 5, yes, I said it, because if you grew up during those times, you know how important this shoe was. If you had a pair of these growing up, you were fresh. And a lot of people probably wouldn't believe me when I say this, unless you grew up in the 90s. This shoe was pretty much on par, if not more popular than the Jordan model that released around that year and time. Now, I'm not saying it was better than that shoe, but a lot of people had it. This was a big shoe for Fila, you know. It really took the brand, in my opinion, to another level. And like I said, one of my top 5 favorite shoes. I had this pair when I was younger, love this shoe. Every time it comes out, I buy another pair. It's like I just can't leave them on the shelf. And the reason I figured I would do a review for this, because I was in the mall like a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, and I noticed that they were sitting on the shelves again. They brought them back out. And I'd already knew that Fila was dropping them because I followed the brand because I love the Grant Hill model so much. And they were on that website again. So I was like, oh, they brought them back. And as you can see, I do love the shoe. This is really worn. This one is actually from, I think I got these when it was at least 10 years ago. I think this might be from like 2000 and maybe 6 or 7. I don't know when these came out, but they're obviously old. You can tell I've worn them. You know, love this shoe. And this pair, I think, is from like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a Walters Clothing exclusive, and I'll show you what that looks like. But starting with the lateral side of the shoe, my favorite part of the shoe is that blue patent leather. And as you can see there, it's got like a little kind of metallic flakes in it as well. And you've got that tumbled leather that lines the entire shoe. And your Fila logo there on the side. Classic stuff, y'all. Like, if you are a collector, if you claim that you love shoes and this is not in your collection, you gotta change that. I'm telling you, you gotta put this in the collection. And the good thing about it, man, is that I think I picked up this old pair years ago. It might have went on sale for $60. I picked up some of these for less than that. I've got a few of these shoes, actually. If you would like to see more reviews of the ones that I have in my collection, comment down below and let me know, and I'll do reviews for those as well. I've got some lows, I've got an Olympic pair, I've got a Hall of Fame pair. Like, this is one of my favorite shoes, like I said. Now, moving around to the toe box, more of that tumbled leather, and also you've got Fila right there on the actual toe of the shoe. All right, and you've got that white mesh tongue, and you've got those white kind of oval laces right there on the actual tongue of the shoe. And at the top, you've got a patent leather Fila logo at the very top of the tongue, and like a little plastic pull tab there as well. All right. Now, moving around to the medial side. Pretty much the same thing as the lateral, but on this side, instead of having the Fila logo actually in the different red, white, you know, red and white there, it's just an entire patent leather blue, navy blue patch that has Fila on it. Now, if there was one thing about this shoe I would change, it would be that. Because on the OG model, I remember when I had these in elementary school, it was only white on this side. There was no patent leather. And I don't like that because it just it doesn't look right with that just random blue patent leather patch there. Just leave it white. That's just my 2 cents on that. And also you've got, like I said, that tumbled leather that lines the top of the shoe. And obviously the blue patent leather, which is the most iconic part of that shoe that lines the outer rim of the shoe. Classic, classic, classic stuff, y'all. All right, now taking a look at the heel. You've got that Fila tab there on the back. It's a little strap, you know, I guess you could tighten it up or whatever. I've always left it that way. I don't usually loosen it, but it's there. You got the sole that kind of runs up the back of the shoe as well, and a white pull tab at the back. Okay, now let's take a look at the insole. Now I mentioned earlier this was a Walters exclusive. I don't know if I can get this out, actually. Can I? Yep, it's not glued in, cool. As you can see, this is just like any other Grant Hill. There's no difference, but this was a Walters exclusive, that Walters clothing exclusive. It's a store, I can't remember the actual location. But as you can see, it's got Walters branding on the insole there. Yep, pretty cool. Now, obviously this is not the one that just restocked, but it looks the exact same as the one that you could get in the store right now, but this one has a Walters clothing insole on it, and that's it. Let me see if there's anything different on the other insole. Oh, I forgot one thing too. On the actual paper of the shoe, it's got, you know, images of the shoe, the Grant Hill 2, which is pretty cool. I don't think this has, is it any different at all? No, it appears to be the same insole. You got a tag on that side of the shoe. Okay, that's about it there. All right, now let's take a look at the outsole. Iconic if you ask me. You've got that Fila logo there on the front portion of the outsole, Fila branding in the middle, and then on the back you've got a clear 2A cushioning system right there on the sole of the shoe. Classic stuff, y'all. All right, and that's about all for the Grant Hill 2. Before we get into the on feet, I want to give my final thoughts on the shoe. Now, in my opinion, one of the best shoes ever. I love this shoe. I've always liked it. Anytime it drops, I will grab another pair. You know, it's just a clean shoe, man. And like I said, if you grew up during the 90s, you remember, if you had a pair of these, you knew you were fresh. Or if you saw them on someone's feet, they just look so good. They're so clean. It's just that all white upper with that navy blue patent leather. It's just super clean, man. And, you know, it was a really, really, really popular shoe back in the day. I can't stress it enough. You know, people who may have just started collecting or just starting to get into shoes, they might see this and be like, what, Fila? What is that? Not knowing that this was one of the more popular shoes, period, during the 90s. So yeah, in my opinion, it is an absolute pickup. It is a must cop. I can't say it enough. It's just, you gotta have it in the collection. As far as sizing, you could go true to size. I will say that if you go true to size, they fit kind of like more of an exact fit. So I usually go a half size up. I picked this up in a 9. Probably should have got 9.5. It does fit. It's just slightly tight, but not to the point where my feet are actually hurting. So, but like I said, classic shoe. Yeah. Comment down below and let me know if you guys, I want to know how many of my followers, or if you're not a follower, subscribe to the channel and let me know if you actually own this shoe. I'm just curious. I want to see how many real collectors I have out there. Yep. But guys, thank you for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.